Okay, hello. Welcome to the weather update. It's about a quarter to 10. And a pretty gloomy August the 17th. We're kind of stuck in the clouds today and cool with increasing levels of humidity. Tonight, the humidity feels like it has gotten very high. Um, and you can see there's that cold front that's approaching off to the west. You see it there starting to come into view. Looking at our weather map, you'll see there's the cold front. Kind of have, again, a stall front. And if you're in southern New Jersey, you're dealing with some heat, a little more sunshine, but it's much hotter there, and you see there's a stall warm front. Maybe that warm front is trying to make its way through because there's some drizzle over parts of the island. And then we have like a little break, and then we have the cold front that's going to come through on Friday with much better air mass, though we may be dealing with smoke. So let's go look at our current observations right now. And you see across the country, first of all, plenty of excessive heat watches, and excessive heat warnings, in Texas. Luckily, none for us. But I do see one severe thunderstorm warning in Ohio. So let's look at our observations right now. And islip is 70 degrees, dew point is 70, and they're reporting mist. So again, we have that drizzle coming in, which is a sign of that warm front that's advancing to the north. And you can see today, dew points were a little bit lower earlier on. It just felt better, and then for some reason tonight the humidity has really come up. And it really feels very humid out there. Although it's cool, but very humid. And let's go look at our highs for the day. So our highs for the day. They show up. Please show up. All right. Mid-70s. Low. Mid-70s. Close at 80 in the city. And if you're in Jersey there, mid-80s there where they had a little more sunshine. So I'm not even going to bother with the lows because the lows didn't get down that much. Let's go to our climate statistics for the day. Islip, 75. So it was 7 degrees below normal on the high, but the low of 70 is 4 degrees above normal. So that only made us 1 degree below normal for the day. Central Park got up to 79. That's 4 degrees below normal on the high, but because the low was warmer than normal, it's about average. So let's go look at the weather map here as far as our storm prediction center. This is it here. So see, actually, it's a marginal risk now for New Jersey today, and you can see critical fire weather for parts of the northern Rockies. So, more threats of wildfires again. And if we go to the fire outlook, you can see here, which we don't normally display on the screen, you'll see here, elevated and critical into Washington, parts of Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. And those could be the next areas that, we already have wildfires going there. It's unbelievable what's going on with the wildfires. Let's go look at tomorrow, and you can see they've put us in a marginal risk now for severe weather for tomorrow with this cold front that's coming through. So let's look at the cold front right now on the radar. Special air quality statement. So as you see here, Canadian wildfires have burned more than 34 million acres. You know I'm going to talk about this. It is the most severe season on record. They've evacuated the entire town of Yellowknife. That's right. So if we put Yellowknife into here, you'll see here they've evacuated the entire town of Yellowknife here. The entire town, that's the capital of the Northwest Territories, 20,000 people. The Northwest Territories, the whole province is burning. I mean, everybody is being evacuated. It's absolutely nuts what's going on. So it's just another disaster upon disaster that we're dealing with. So here we go. Here's the line of thunderstorms. That looks pretty bad through Ohio into Pennsylvania, and we'll have to see if this line can hold together. There's another little area over Pennsylvania. This is the cold front that's coming through. That's going to bring an end to this high humidity that we're dealing with. Let's look at what our highs were today across the country. Let's show you where the heat has been. You can see hundreds in Texas. And right now, Waco, still 99. It's ridiculous. 106 in Alexandria. At least the humidity is a little bit lower, but they're still dealing with the heat. And then we have the excessive heat watch going on in Nebraska. And then if we go over here into the Pacific Northwest, this is where a lot of the heat is. You'll see it hit 106 in Omak Airport. It's still 100 degrees out there right now. At the coast, it's a little cooler, but inland, you're still basically on the other side of the mountains. It's still extremely hot. Going north into Canada here, you can see there's still some heat. Kamloops got up to 99, though, as you go north. It does cool off, but they are still dealing with, again, dry and windy conditions, and that's the problem. Although it has cooled off, like Yellowknife, for instance. Let's see if we can get an observation out of Yellowknife. It's 63 right now, but you see they got a north wind at 18 miles an hour, and that's the problem. That wind is going to help fan the flames from the northwest, and that's why they had to evacuate the whole city, because these fires burning. At least it's cooler, but it's still windy out there, and that's the problem. Without any really decent amounts of rain, it's going to be very hard for them to get these fires under control. Let's go to the MODIS and take a look and see what's going on with these fires right now. Looks like there is some cloud cover, so we can't really see exactly what's going on. But you can see plenty of smoke over here in the Pacific Northwest, and also lots of smoke over the Arctic. That's smoke, and the smoke has reached Greenland, too. You can see it over here. Look at that. There's smoke over Greenland right now. And so, yeah, it's nuts. And looking at the front right now, you can see this is the cold front here, and you can see actually along the front it looks like there's a little bit of smoke along it. So, and then behind it looks like there's some clear air, and then there's more smoke over there. And then this is, what's her name? Hilary, with one L, and it looks very substantial. We're going to have to talk about that as well. So let's go back to the weather and hazards map here and look at Greenland here and see if anyone's reporting smoke. I'm kind of curious to see if Nuke is reporting smoke at all. I don't see smoke being reported. It's probably a loft. Probably is a loft, but, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if they are smelling smoke there. But I don't see any smoke being noted right now. But if we can just go ahead, and I'm just going to type in Nuke live camera, because they have a live camera, and you'll be able to see Nuke Airport and see what it looks like here. Nuke Airport South. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a view of. It's nighttime there, I guess. All right, yeah. I just want to show you what it looked like during the day. You can see how hazy it is. Yeah, it looks pretty hazy. Looks like they have an overcast, but they definitely have some haze. Let's see. We can go to the. I think that was the south. But did I click the south one or the north one? I had the south one. Okay, let's do the north one. You can get an idea of the smoke that's going on here. All right. Yeah, it looks hazy to me. So, anyway, yeah, the smoke is definitely around, and some areas are reporting smoke in Canada, depending on where you are. But Northwest Territories obviously dealing with a lot of wildfires. So, let's go to look at some more satellite images here. We're going to go to the, I guess, the southeastern Alaska view, because this shows the Northwest Territories. Can't really see the wildfires very well. You can sort of, there's a lot of high clouds. You can sort of see them over here. Let's go to the Canada, northern U.S. view. So let's go ahead and look at this, and I'll put this on the 48. So you can see here is the cold front. Yeah, there's some. Yeah, it is showing a little bit of smoke behind this front, a little bit. A lot of it up here, though. A lot of it over in this area. You can see, look over here. A lot of smoke. Thick smoke over here, Northwest Territories. I'll have to see if that makes its way down. And also, if we look at the Pacific Northwest here. Yeah, you have a lot of these fires that are going here. Oh, it's British Columbia. Mistake. We need the... Which is the one that shows British Columbia? Is it southeastern Alaska? Yeah, here we go. So here's British Columbia right here. A lot of fires going off right now in British Columbia. So that's the next area that's got... Look at all those fires. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts right there. So worst season on record. And now we got to deal with a rare landfalling hurricane in the West Coast. So, yeah, let's take a look at Hilary. First, we'll do that. I might not be saying it. It's 1L. So this is Hilary right now. Man, that looks like a hurricane to me. So let's go to the Hurricane Center right now. And you see they're watching several areas in the Atlantic, too. But let's go to the Eastern Pacific. Yep, it's a hurricane now. It's actually overperforming quite a bit. So let's go to the latest public advisory on Hilary. It has become a major hurricane already. Wow, it was just a tropical storm yesterday. As of 6 p.m., my MDT, located about 16.4 north, 109.5 west, about 445 miles south of Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Maximum sustained winds are 120 miles an hour, so I think that's a Cat 3 now. West-northwest at 14 is the movement. Minimum central pressure 955 millibars to 8.20 inches. Tropical storm warning is in effect for Baja California Sur, and tropical storm watch is in effect north of Cabo and San Luco to Punto Arbij. I can't pronounce these names, and I'm sorry. So it really is incredible. So maximum sustained winds have increased to 120 miles an hour. That's a Category 3 hurricane already. It went from a tropical storm to a Category 3 hurricane like overnight. And it's expected to become a Category 4 hurricane tomorrow. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 60 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 275 miles from the center. And again, the minimum central pressure 955 millibars to 8.20 inches. I'm just amazed at how this storm has just intensified so rapidly. It is really incredible. Well, and I really want to go back to the satellite view here on this storm. Because it's quite incredible. Let's get Hilary back up here again. And only go for a little bit of a longer one here. Well, actually, it doesn't. Yeah, this is a pretty long one. I want to put GLM flash intensity on here. Oh, it doesn't give it. Let us do this. Well, actually, I could probably do it this way. Pacific Southwest. We could do Pacific Southwest. That might show it. Well, it might. Let's see. It doesn't quite show it. You can see, oh my God, look at all the lightning going on the West Coast. This is not good. So this is going to start more wildfires. So literally, you have wildfires and a hurricane hitting for the West Coast. It's absolutely nuts. So let's go back to the Hurricane Center here. Get the map up here. So this is what they have, and they actually have it landfalling possibly in Baja. And then they have it riding up they have it as a depression, but it could still be a hurricane at the time it gets to California. So this is really something to see. Very, very rare to see this. And in fact, there's only been once that a tropical storm has made landfall in the West Coast in California, and that was back in 1939, I believe. And a hurricane. There was only one hurricane, I think, or tropical storm that. Well, I think it was that went up brushing the coast or something. But this is going to be a landfall, which is very nuts. So let's go to the tropical tidbits models, and of course, let's get the latest on Hilary. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. We can look at the enhanced. Oh my God, look at that! That is nuts. Look at that thing. This thing is rapidly intense. I mean, it went literally from a tropical storm to a Category 3. This could become a Category 5, and I don't know if there's ever been a Category 5 at this. I don't even remember a hurricane this strong being in this part of the Atlantic. It's absolutely nuts to see. Absolutely nuts to see. And you know it's going to have some coastal effects, too. It is truly, truly incredible to see. It really, really is. So let's go look at the spaghetti models here for this. We're going to go right here, the spaghetti models here. So these are the spaghetti models. And just look at that. Landfall. And a lot of them, there are just a few of them that landfall in Baja. Most of them are making a landfall somewhere between San Diego and Los Angeles as a hurricane, perhaps. And maybe even a major one. This is because the waters are so warm. So, I mean, this is incredible. I've never seen anything like this. Literally, we're watching, and I think I'm going to put the title of this video, because not something mundane, I'm going to put, we're watching human civilization being brought to the brink. And this is the beginning of the end for us. I really do think it is. It's the beginning of the end. You're going to start seeing, one by one, all the cities, and so it's being destroyed. And it's going to be harder and harder for humans to survive. Who knows how much time we have left. So here we go. Look at this. Some of them are even becoming Category 5. Look at this. This is incredible. It really is. Look at this. I mean, it really is incredible to see what's happening. Oh my God. And this is the GFS ensembles, by the way. So, I mean, really is. I mean, at least here on Long Island in the Northeast, we're not dealing with any of this so far. But, I mean, this is incredible. This is all because of that El Nino. So let's go to the earthnullschool.net, and you'll see what I mean by all the warm water temperatures that we've got going on. So sea surface temperature anomaly. Look at all this warm water Hilary has to work with. Plenty of warm water. Look at these anomalies off the west coast. You got 5-degree anomalies, 5-degree Fahrenheit anomalies up there, which is pretty crazy. So you have a lot of warm water. Normally you have cool water on the west coast because of this super El Nino, and just there's so much warm water all over the place. And then we have warm water off the east coast too. We have to watch the east coast too. Really, so let's go look at some of the models now. And we're going to go look at models here, and we're going to go to the southwest U.S. and take a look at Hilary making a landfall. So here we go. This is the GFS. Look at that. So it does weaken it by the time it gets to L.A., but it could still be a hurricane maybe when it gets to San Francisco. This is nuts looking at this. And this is just the GFS. This is not the Euro. Let's go look at the European model. European's a little farther to the right and a little weaker. I don't know if I'm buying that. Let's look at the icon. It was the icon. Icon's even more to the right. The better, further off to the right, this is the better for California. If it stays over the ocean, it's obviously going to be stronger. But it's incredible. And I don't think the HRRR is going to take us out far enough to look at this, but we will see at least what we got on the HRRR here. Yeah, it's as much as we got. It's not really going to show much. But truly incredible. Let's take a look at the wind field. I'll go back to the GFS here. Wind field was winds. Okay. There we go. So you get an idea of what this thing looks like. Here's the wind. So the right side, remember, right side of the storm, San Diego could get hit pretty hard. Again, the more it stays out over the ocean, the worse it's going to be. And I'm just kind of curious to see how this run-to-run variation has been. This is the 12Z run. It's moved a little bit to the right, I think, right? A little bit. A little bit. A big good jog to the left again, too. It's still moving west-northwest, so keep that in mind. This could be a worst-case scenario here for Southern California. Not to mention it's going to bring a lot of rain. So if we look at the total accumulated precip here from this thing, even if you don't get the wind, look at the rain we're going to see from this. You're talking at least a half a foot of rain in some areas, especially the mountains. A lot of flooding. Of course, the good news is the rain from this will get into some of those areas that are getting hit by the wildfires. So that's the good news. Wildfires might be extinguished by tropical storm. How about that? So crazy. Anyway, let's go back to the North American view, and we'll take a look at the jet stream. You can see the big dry spot over there, but let's go look at the jet stream here. So you can see there's going to be like a trough that kind of picks it up. You see that? That's going to pull it up. Meanwhile, for us, you see we got that little trough. That's a very strangely shaped trough for the weekend. And then a little bit of troughing there, and then it looks like we might still have to deal with the ridge as we get toward next weekend. Again, this is the... Oh, this is the 12. I'm looking at the 12Z. Let's go to the 18Z. So, yeah, 18Z looks a little... This is the 18Z. This is the 12Z. So you'll notice there is a difference here with the jet stream placement. into next week. So we'll have to see. The jet stream still looks pretty crazy. So let's look at the. We get an idea of next week here. Go back to the Kona's view, and we'll look at what our temperatures are going to look like here. And I'm just going to use the GFS here at this point. So here we are into tomorrow. You'll see above normal temp, a little bit above normal in the east, but you see the cooler air there, above normal there in the west again. Luckily, it will be a cool weekend, but then we go above normal by Sunday, and then it looks like we're going to have to deal with some heat next week. Yeah, Monday, and it cools down a little bit, and then we have to watch for this big dome of heat that's in the Midwest, and seeing next week if that's going to affect us or not. If not, we could have some more brutal weather, if that does affect us or not. Again, this is the 18Z. This is the 12Z. 12Z's hotter. 12Z's hotter for next week. And if we go look at the 12Z run here, you'll see the ton of temperatures that we're going to have to deal with next week. So here we go. Let's see. So we're looking at the 12Z run. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. So a couple of days of heat there. But no really. The worst that heat is going to be in the Midwest. So back to the Kona's view we go, and we'll look at our weather systems here. And again, there is Hilary right there. This is the 12Z run. All right, so we're going to look at the 12Z run and then compare it to the 18Z run. The 18Z sometimes can be off a little bit. But for us, you'll see that front moves through tomorrow. Nice weather for the weekend, and that nice weather sticks around next week, it looks like, on the 12Z. And then our next chance of rain wouldn't be until Monday there. And look at that. It's got another storm in the Pacific. Now, if I go look at the 18Z, similar look. But again, the 18Z is a little stronger with the cool air. You notice that, right? So let's take a closer look at our area HRRR model first, 0Z. Because we do have to worry about thunderstorms for tomorrow. You can see there's that line. And the HRRR brings it through right around 8 o'clock or so, but it doesn't really have a whole lot going on. And then after that, the humidity starts dropping. And then for the weekend, we're fair. If we look at the NAM, this is 18Z NAM, which we may have enough in here. It's the NAM, again, just showing scattered activity. But again, any storms that form, the only thing is it's morning. It's kind of an odd time to have a line move through and hold together. But we've seen things that are weird this year, so it's entirely possible. But let's go back to the HRRR and look at our dew points, because we know it's very humid tonight. You can see that high humidity. We're going to deal with it overnight, and then the front comes through in the morning, and we start seeing that humidity drop, especially toward the afternoon, especially first and to the west, and then from west to east, the west winds take over. And then for Saturday, lower humidity, though. Dew points on the HRRR are not as low as originally we thought we'd have dew points in the 40s, but it's still showing pretty dry air with dew points in the 50s. Let's go to the temperatures. So, not going to cool off much tonight. Tomorrow will probably be in the low 80s, low to mid 80s. But tomorrow night will cool off. We'll probably drop back into for the lucky people who don't have to live in an urban hellhole like I do. You'll have temperatures that could drop 55 to 60. And then for Saturday, it looks like it's going to be even cooler with temperatures only in the 70s. Really nice for Saturday. And we'll have to see again if we're going to deal with that smoke or not. We'll look at some smoke models in a moment. Here, let's go look at the GFS. So here you go, and you see here, here's that dry air coming in for tomorrow. Dry air for the GFS a little lower with the dew points, I notice, and then you'll see by Sunday that southwest flow sets up. Then you go into next week, you'll see there's that southwest flow, but then it brings another front through Tuesday into Wednesday. But it looks like almost like a backdoor type of setup, and then another front comes through. So this is good to see. That could stall out though. So. But it's good to see at least these fronts will come through, keeping us from heating up too much. Guys, I don't want to be here. I really got to escape this urban hellhole. Got to be out of here by next summer. We've been lucky this year. It hasn't actually been that hot. Once you get a really hot summer here, this place is going to be unlivable, and I'm going to die. So anyway, you'll see it cools off the side. Look at how cool it is up here. There could be some showery activity up there. On Saturday, and then Sunday we start heating up again to near 90. And then we could be dealing with temperatures above 90 on Monday, and then the front comes through, cools us off again Wednesday. Nice weather again. But look at the Midwest. I mean, that's incredible that you got that. And I mean, if we go ahead and we'll just go to Eastern U.S., I mean, look at all that heat there. And it's going to be one hell of a heat dome all the way from Texas. Records are probably going to fall, perhaps even all-time records in some place like Illinois and stuff like that. And let's hope that heat doesn't come here. All right, so we have another front coming through here and pushes it down because that looks really bad. And you can see it does get pushed down. So thank God, because if it came here, it would be incredibly bad. Let's hope it doesn't, but it's going to be in the Midwest. Hopefully we will be protected. So back to the northeast view, we'll go look at the clouds. And then we're going to get back to talking about Hilary, of course. So you can see here for tomorrow, lessening clouds, decreasing clouds throughout the day. Saturday, it does show a few more clouds, maybe to the north and the east, but it looks like mostly sunny skies. And, of course, we'll have to look at where the smoke's going to be. Sunday, we'll be dealing with some more clouds, probably along with that heat. And then next week, I'm not going to speculate as to what's going to happen with the sky. It's kind of far out at this point, but it looks like we'll maybe get one sunny day, and hopefully. Let's go to the RGM. That's our better model for the skies. And looking at tomorrow, again, it's showing some clouds, and then toward the afternoon, conditions improve. You'll see improving conditions toward the afternoon, and then Saturday should be mostly sunny again, though it is showing some cumulus buildup, mainly to the north, it looks like. And then Sunday, we'll probably have to deal with some high clouds. Now, let's talk about the smoke and see where that's going to go. Vertically integrated smoke. So here we are. This is tomorrow. We're okay tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 18th. Now we're going into Saturday. Still good, but you can see that smoke is heading our way. So probably Sunday, we'll probably have to start dealing with the temperatures start rising. We're going to deal with it. But we are going to have to deal with it eventually. I mean, look at all those fires there that this model is showing. It's just absolutely nuts. And then you got Hilary. Let's look at the near-surface smoke, because there may be some of that around too. See, that's over the Great Lakes. Might not make it here. Hopefully it doesn't, but I wouldn't be so sure. At this point, it's kind of far out, and it's hard to predict. So let's go to windy.com next, and we'll look at some of the scenarios with Hilary, of course. And we're going to look at the west coast here, right? So we're looking at wind. Just when Hilary is down here. Hilary's all the way down here, right? This is the European, which is definitely underestimating the storm already. Yeah, no, it's worse than that. Way worse than that. We go to the GFS, and we'll use the GFS. It's a little closer to reality. Well, first we'll look at the European. You can see there's Hilary there. We'll track it for you. And actually, I don't have. You know why it's not showing the map? All right, I gotta put wind gusts in here. It's still underdoing it. Yeah, or Europeans really underdoing this storm, but you can see it does have it strengthened. And here's the European, so it has it strengthened and has it going into Baja. But the European is very far to the right. You'll see. So the European scenario would spare. It still would be some strong winds in California, wind gusts possibly up to 50, but it would spare California the worst of the storm at this time. But that's the GFS. Let's go back here and go to the GFS. This is the GFS. Okay, so this is the GFS now. Honestly, I don't think any of these models have this storm. This is the GFS, and you can see here, GFS, very strong. Again, this is underdoing it. The storm is stronger than this. I mean, why am I even looking at these models? They can't even handle it. I mean, it's so out of whack that they can't even handle it. But you can see what the GFS track does. Right into San Diego, it looks like. So, I could look at the icon as well, but the icon is so far, or NAM, I don't know if the NAM's even going to, the NAM seems the most realistic at this point. You can see plenty of white here, but that's all we're going to get. out of the MAM at this point. See, 102. All right, that's a little more realistic, but it's still under. We have maximum sustained winds of over 130 miles an hour. So, I mean, this thing is way, way, way off. They're all way off, all of them. So it gets to the point where I can't even look at the models and tell you what's going to happen. The models can tell us the track, but I don't think they're going to be able to tell us the intensity at this point. And that's the big problem that we have. So it's really going to be hard to predict. You can see if we look at the waves here, and I guess you can see, look at these waves eventually. I'll go back. All right, the Euro, we have to use the Euro for this. You can see the amount of waves here that are being generated here. And it could be a lot of big waves at the beaches and coastal flood. I don't know. There could be coastal beach erosion and stuff and flooding. And, I mean, it's incomprehensible to see this. But it is that warm. And again, look at the sea surface temperatures here. You see, 80 degrees. That's favorable for hurricane. Once they get further north toward LA, yeah, it drops to 69. But it's still. And then look in here too. Look at how warm the water is in here. Oh my God, it's 89 in the Gulf here. So yeah, it's possible. I mean, it could take, if it goes west, you could get a hurricane in Yuma, Arizona. How about that? I mean, that's nuts. That's absolutely nuts right there. It really is. Another one we could look at is Ventus Sky as well. We'll wrap up this weather update here. And I mean, the storm is nuts. This is Hilary over here. So let's go look at the wind gusts. We also have Fernanda too as well. Let's move this over to Friday so we get an idea of where the thing is. And again, doesn't seem to have it moving very much. Here it is. And again, this is weaker than the storm is actually strong. So we are looking at Friday, right? It's like it's moving a whole lot. All right, so it's just gonna go right up. Somebody's setting off the smoke alarm again. This is what I got to deal with in my apartment. 11 o'clock. So you can see it's actually getting stronger. I'm just gonna have to try to concentrate on this. This is the GFF. It's actually going to the icon. All right, I don't want to use the icon. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it. All right, it stopped. But, yeah, this is what you get to deal with. People every day, people set off the smoke alarm in my building. This is what I live with. You know. I just want to get in a better place, you know, a better view of the crap hitting the fan, so to speak. But anyway, you can see there's Hilary. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to get off topic. It's too much going on. Anyway, that is all we have for you tonight on this weather update. And again, this is quite a storm here. Oh, you know what? I'm curious to see what the Canadian's doing with this. Let me go here. I'll close this out. Let me go see what the Canadian is doing with Hilary. Close this down. I would like another satellite imagery of it. It's got to be one. Oh, there it is. I kind of want to see it on the static a little bit. You can see it right here. There it is. Jeez. What a monster. Crazy. I don't know how much longer we have left, but I want to enjoy things while I still can, and I don't want to be stuck in this hellhole. That's all. So, anyway, let's go to the RGM one. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go with the Canadian model. The Canadian may not do that, though. Canadian may not... let's see. Whatever. Let's see if we can look at this. All right, this is the Canadian on it. All right, let's see what the Canadian does. Canadian is also far to the right, so... We still don't know where this thing's going to make landfall, so... We still don't know. But I'm leaning more... It's going to be a little more, I think, out over here. The models just have they just don't have a handle on this storm, I'm afraid. So that's all for this weather update. We're going to have a busy weekend ahead watching this storm. It's absolutely nuts to see this thing explode like it is. But this is the world we live in, folks. It's really the last thing I'm going to say is just we are in a really precarious situation for every creature on this planet, humanity, and the climate crisis is going to continue to get worse. We're going to continue to see more and more places, towns, civilizations destroyed by the wrath of climate change, and I don't know. It's just unbelievable what's happening on this planet. And like I said, I don't know how much time we have left, and that's why I want to get out of here as soon as possible. Again. Maybe it's time to call the fire department again. I had to do this at 2 a.m. last week. Like I said, I'm sorry. Have a good night, everybody. And, I'm trying to do my best here providing these weather updates. But as you know, I got to fight like hell to get out of here before I die. Thank you for watching. Because I don't want to die before early, I don't know if we're going to be able to survive till old age with the way this climate crisis is. I'm scared, all right? Let me just get the hell out of here and enjoy things while I still can. Anyway, I'm sorry. Have a good night. Thank you for watching. Sorry for this nonsense couple of minutes here at the end of this weather update.